Hello, hello. Well, I am working on sewing the signatures into our little, I don't know what I want to call this journal, our repurposed book cover. The only thing that I've done, and I will show you, I took a piece of bookbinding tape and I just put it across the top and the bottom here. The only reason I did that is because I'm going to try to do one of the signatures, or when you sew your signatures into this fabric, I want it to be where it's only glued on the edges here so that the journal lays flat. And this might pull out a little bit, so I just wanted you to be able to see the black behind it. So that's why I did that. The other thing, and I don't know if I'm doing this right or not, this is the first time I've tried to make one of these, but I want to stitch I made 3 little signatures for this one. And I want to sew my signatures right onto this nice heavy fabric. And what I've done is I've just marked the back of it with a fabric pencil where my holes are and where I need to stitch my signatures to this piece of fabric. So I just found my middle. That's where my first signature was going to go. I know that my spine on this is only 3/4 of an inch, so then I just space them out 1/4 of an inch from the center on either side. Leaves about 1/8 of an inch or so on either side of the spine. So that's my plan. I have my signature holes punched. I have everything clipped. And I'm just going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch to hold these to this fabric. That's the back of my fabric. I just wanted to do that so I would have a guide where to stitch my signatures to. So after I figured out my fabric piece that I'm attaching these to, I just lined up my signatures to this and determined where I wanted them to hit. Took this once again, put it up at the top, and marked my lines so I could punch my holes. So that's all I've done. Since you've seen me do the pamphlet stitch a million times, I'm going to turn the camera off and attach these to this fabric, and then I will be back and we will see how this is going to work with putting the signatures in, and then we'll put I call them book plates, put the book plates on. So I will be back in just a few. Okay, I am back, and I don't know how this is going to work. As I mentioned, this is the first time I've ever done one of these. So I'm sort of concerned about it, to be quite honest. But these are my 3 signatures. I've just stitched them to my fabric here. I left my fabric long, and I don't know why I did that, because I think it's going to complicate things for me. So after I get my signatures in, I may choose to trim that. Should I trim that fabric before we begin? It's sort of, maybe I will. I don't know what to do. Very nervous about this. I like the length, I think, on the bottom. I think I'm just going to give this a little bit of a trim. See how I like that? Do I want that on there or not? I'm going to leave it. It may be the death of me, but I'm going to leave it. Alright, so we're just going to go for it. I've got my 3 signatures sewn in, and if I remember correctly, I just need to apply a bead of glue right on the edges of the spine. So I'm going to start with one side at a time. And I'm hoping I'm putting that glue in the right spot, because I really don't know. So, alright, I'm going to decide where this should be. Making sure my book is centered. And I think that's pretty good. So I'm just going to press that glue down. Hopefully I have enough of it. Just see. I really like how rustic this book looks. Just want that fabric fix to take hold there. And it's not really doing that yet. I'm going to try to put the other side on before I glue the edges down. That's my thought anyway. And once again, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just sort of going for it. Trying to get that glue to hold. Just trying to straighten my fabric out. I don't know how this is. Okay, then I'm going to go back to the front. I'm going to glue this down. Go to the back. See if we can straighten this out. just gonna. All right, let's close this because I'm not using Fabrifix anymore, I don't think. Get this irritating glue off of me. Just giving that Fabrifix a moment to. Is it working? Yeah, somewhat. Maybe, yeah, once the pages are flattened down. Okay, so not bad. Okay, then the next thing I need to do is these are the book plates, or what I'm calling book plates. What I chose to use on the inside cover here. And I think it's going to help reinforce those corners that are so damaged from the years. So I am going to take some wet glue, my favorite glue. Just want to make sure I get it all the way to the ends there. Making a mess. Making a mess is what I'm doing. Making sure I'm getting glue everywhere. Okay. I'm going to line this up, I think, on the outside. To where I think I want it. Grab my trusty brayer. Whoop. And then we'll do the same in the back here. I'm just going to pull my glue over here out of the way. I just don't want to get any on the book cover. So once again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line this up where I want it. Get my brayer. I really like that little book. That is so cute. Alright, let me put this away. And I'll just give you a little quick through before I set this aside to dry. Okay. Whoops. That out of my way. Alright. I have glue all over my hands. Alright. So as we start working in this, I'm sure these pages are going to lie down a little bit better. Just trying to see if I did that right. I don't know. Signature's in though. Maybe I was supposed to put the glue on the outside of this signature. You know what I mean? Instead of the bead right inside. Maybe it goes on the outside. I'll have to research that. But anyway, I made 3 signatures out of this little book. I used the original title page from the signature that was in this actual book from 1858. Tea-stained paper. It's all been aged around it. Tea-stained line paper. Some vintage music paper. Ledger, German ledger, sort of envision this sort of as a little writing journal. There's the back side of the book page. German ledger, some more aged copy paper or tea-stained paper. Another one of the book pages from this actual book. I put this envelope in here. This book is envelope is actually from Germany. So I wanted to include it. I need to, of course, glue that down. I just like the feel of this book. It feels very vintagey. 1917 ledger paper from Germany. I really like this little book. My problem is I love every little book that has paper, you know. I just love the papers. So every single book I touch, I fall in love with. I didn't want to overfill this book because, as you know, it only has a 3/4 of an inch spine on it. So I'm going to let this book dry. And there we go. That is our 4th journal. Now I am in for a mad dash to finish the 5th one to get it to this point. I just have to get the pages together, figure out how I want to do that. My problem is I normally don't sew my signatures in until I'm completely done decorating. So this project has been a bit of a challenge for me because I'm doing that without putting anything on them first, you know. I don't know. it's a mind thing, I think, is all it is. But I really love this little book. This little book is, I just love it. Alright, well, I'm going to stop rambling on. I will be back tomorrow, yes, with the 5th journal. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Happy crafting, and I'll be back real soon. Bye-bye.